But now I've come back, and Doctor Who's bigger than ever. And Doctor Who is this story about this tall, geeky guy with glasses and a long coat who's in love with his companion. No, Doctor Who is this story about this really, really weird guy with arms and legs everywhere and occasionally a fez. No. Doctor Who, everybody has a favorite Doctor. Everybody has a favorite style of story. The Douglas Adams years were nothing like the Philip Hinchcliffe years. And that, I think, is the secret of both Doctor Who's longevity and some of the reasons why Doctor Who fans don't always get along very well with each other. Because all you need is a blue box and a companion. Patrick Troughton proved this. If it weren't for Patrick Troughton, as the folks on the Doctor Who podcast have said in the last couple of weeks, if it weren't for Troughton, Doctor Who would not exist. The show reinvents itself constantly. The show is different. The TV movie was still Doctor Who, even though it was very weird and half Americanized. William Hartnell was going to brain a caveman with a big rock. That's out of character, but it's still Doctor Who. Any genre, funny stuff, serious stuff, scary stuff, kid stuff, it's all Doctor Who, and I think that leads to a lot of very interesting fandom fights. It's like when your favorite band starts playing different music. I'm into Celtic rock, and when your Celtic rock band starts being less Celtic and more rock, some of the fans get really unhappy. When your Doctor starts making goo-goo eyes at his companion, some people get pretty unhappy. But it's all Doctor Who. And that constant evolution means that this show has been able to last for almost 50 years now. Because it turns itself into whatever it needs to be at the moment to be successful. And when Doctor Who has fallen the furthest off the path, is when it stopped relating to its audiences and started relating too much to the fans who knew what Doctor Who is supposed to be and kept trying to recreate it over and over and over again. So my argument is that Russell T Davies' Doctor Who was super successful because it captured what it needed to be at the time, and then it was its time to go. And Stephen Moffat's Doctor Who is going to be super successful. It's going to be different, and there are some people who have... That's my timer saying, wrap it up. There are some people who have made a rough transition to the Stephen Moffat time. But as I said a while back, if the show isn't making somebody mad, then the show isn't trying hard enough. When I was a kid, I was super into Star Trek. All these people wearing the same uniforms, being terribly nice to each other, very formulaic stories, and its motto, infinite diversity and infinite combinations. It sure, different skin colors maybe, but that was a pretty bland, homogeneous thing. Doctor Who is the true infinite diversity and infinite combinations. You see that in the stories, you see that in the actors, all 11 people who've worn the, well, 12 if you count her, well, 13 if you count Peter Cushing. Doctor Who continually reinvents itself, and that is why it's going to last for 50 more years. I don't know what format it's going to be in. I mean, right now, web video is taking the world by storm. I'm as into The Guild, which is a quick and dirty web show. How is a big, expensive show like Doctor Who going to compete against little shows sprouting up on the internet here and there? I think it will, because it's Doctor Who. It keeps regenerating. It keeps changing. It's part of a nation's cultural identity. It's part of every child's growing up story in Britain, and their parents, and us sad older people who still follow this show, even across the Atlantic, have all been welcomed along for the ride. And I love watching this show. And I love having folks to watch it with. Thanks so much for your time. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.